Yes, so South Africa doesn't need, so this is the areas where you need the vaccine. Egypt and South Africa, you don't need it. So, good. Then finally, vaccination of special children. Yes, because all these special children have their own problems, the parents are also busy with the therapies, they might miss the vaccination or they may think the vaccination itself has caused the problem. So we need some insight into this. What about vaccination of special children?
So thank you so much for the opportunity and the organizers. There are two misconceptions at the outset. One is that children with neurodevelopmental disorders don't need vaccination. That's completely untrue. Like you said, it's a life course. Those who are missing out are the children with special needs who are never brought out of their house also. So they need vaccination like any other child. The second more important part is we all have this misconception, parents have, that vaccines actually cause neurological or neurodevelopmental disorders. And that is the commonest weapon used by anti-vaxxers to confuse parents. So pediatricians should be aware about what is the science behind it. So it's completely untrue. In fact, the fact is that vaccines prevent a lot of neurodevelopmental disorders. And here are all the vaccines. And these are the conditions pediatricians should probably know at the drop of a hat, that they prevent congenital rubella syndrome, H. influenza, meningitis, polio, of course, measles, and later subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, pertussis, JE, tuberculosis, meningitis. In fact, all of these have very severe neurodevelopmental and neurological complications which are prevented by vaccines. Now, coming to the issue of safety of vaccines, I'll talk about why autism can never be caused by vaccines at the end. But there's enough evidence now to show that there is no causal effect between vaccination and autism. Again, parents say that just immunization may cause febrile seizures, etc. But it's very important to understand that the seizure caused by a fever, a febrile seizure, is as common in a fever of any cause as compared to a fever of a vaccine cause. So there is no increase because you are vaccinating that there will be a higher febrile seizures. The other part is that some of us unfortunately have faced this so-called vaccine encephalopathy, कि आपने वैक्सीन दे दी और उसके बाद बच्चे में encephalopathy हो गई और उसको हम पहले it's confused with another condition which was called Dravet syndrome, and similarly the child had a seizure at around 6 months or so which you never noticed, then neurologically normal, and then after you give the older vaccines they have a regression. Today we know that the cause of this so-called vaccine encephalopathy is a genetic mutation in the SCN1A mutations, and they are spontaneous and only rarely inherited. That's why parents will say, अरे वो तो अगर genetic है तो parent में भी होना चाहिए था, but it may not be the case, and they resemble what we said Dravet. So very important to be updated with this knowledge that it's a genetic mutation. Now finally, in fact, vaccines ensure normal neurodevelopmental outcomes, and we need to be aware about how we talk to the parents. So I'll just take 2 minutes about why vaccines have nothing to do with autism. Autism is a condition, it's not a disease, it's not an etiology, where you have 7 symptoms. Poor eye contact, poor response to name call, child does not know what to do where, so it seems like hyperactive, does not understand other people's speech, cannot speak himself or herself, keeps repeating the same things verbally again and again, called echolalia, and keeps doing the same activities again and again. यदि ये 7 लक्षण किसी एक इंसान में है तो उसे ऑटिज्म का खिताब दिया जाता है. It is not a disease or a disorder. It's just a collection of these symptoms. So what causes these symptoms? The research that we've been doing in India shows that we have described it as a condition where the child is genetically prone to give less engagement and less focus towards humans and gives more engagement and more focus towards objects. तो उसको हमने एक अच्छा सा हिंदी में नाम दिया है अति वस्तु मगनता और कम मनुष्य मगनता. और आप किसी भी ऑटिज्म के बच्चे को देखेंगे आपके क्लिनिक में, वो सिर्फ चीज़ों की तलाश में है, चीज़ों की तलब है उसे, उसकी तवज्जो, उसका फोकस इंसानों में नहीं है, चीज़ों में. इसीलिए उसको आई कांटेक्ट नहीं डेवलप होता, ही डज नॉट रिस्पॉन्ड टू नेम कॉल. नॉर्मल बच्चा जो माँ को देख रहा है देखता है कि जब बेल बजती है मम्मी जाके दरवाज़ा खोलती है, बेल नहीं बजती है दरवाज़ा नहीं खोलती है. तो वो बच्चा जिसकी तवज्जो तलब फोकस इंसानों में है वो सीखता है कब क्या करना है कब नहीं करना है. So the first milestone is human engagement. Second is learning human behavior. Karte karte by 8-9 months, your neuroplasticity gets so good that you understand non-verbal communication. That is the third milestone. And then the fourth milestone is speech and then reading, writing. So if you have missed the first milestone, कि आपकी focus, तवज्जो, ध्यान इंसानों में है ही नहीं, तो you will not develop human engagement, neither will you understand behavior, neither will you understand speech, and you will keep running around and doing all these things. This has nothing to do with vaccines because this is inborn. And the child whose focus is on objects learns from objects. What do objects do? Objects exist or run in patterns. So all this pattern repetition comes from object engagement. Now the cause is genetic, but the trigger is the environment. जो बच्चे is born with low vitamin D, जैसे preterm बच्चा, vitamin D कम है, आप क्या करोगे? उसको externally vitamin D दे दोगे, right? So the children who are born with a low human engagement earlier used to get a lot of human engagement in society because communities were together. चाची, मासी, बुआ, मामी, everybody was in the house. और ऑब्जेक्ट्स कम थे. अब के समय में ऐसे हुआ है कि घर में लोग हैं ही नहीं, देयर इज नोबडी एंगेजिंग विद द चाइल्ड, और ये ऑब्जेक्ट बच्चे को 3-4 महीने में दिया जाता है फटाफट खाने के लिए. सो जिन बच्चों में विटामिन डी कम था उन्हें हम विटामिन डी पहले दे रहे थे, अब नहीं दे रहे. सिमिलरली नाउ बिकॉज वी आर नॉट गिविंग देम ह्यूमन एंगेजमेंट, द इंसिडेंस ऑफ ऑटिज्म इज इंक्रीजिंग. एंड इन आवर सेंटर आवर रिसर्च इन द लास्ट 7 years shows if you reverse this, if you take away all objects, not just this, but even those mundane toys and books and everything else, the children are able to get on the normal track. So it has nothing to do with vaccines. And finally, I just like to end by saying that we all of us talk about new vaccines, but my wish list is for a vaccine that can help reduce. एक इंजेक्शन लगा दो, अगले बार से स्क्रीन टाइम नहीं दोगा, और ये लाइफ कोर्स है, जीरियाट्रिक्स में भी दे सकते हैं. Vaccine for increasing human interaction, but the most important vaccine in today's time, 3 wars going on across the world, greater human affection, tolerance and coexistence, and a vaccine that introduces fraternity, liberty, equality. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well said. Yes. Very good. So actually, in spite of starting 10 minutes late, we've finished on time. And as we've discussed just now that, more than 25% mortality in our country is because of infectious diseases. And the government is not focused on lifetime vaccination. We should be an integral part of spreading this awareness. And also, since we have the infrastructure, we have this fund strategy, we must pull people into vaccination, and that is the main remaining challenge today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wadhwa, and all the panelists for a very interactive session. Just if I can ask one question, sir. A 3-month-old child who is born abroad, he comes to India and the mother wants a BCG vaccination. Can it be just given? Yeah. And at what age should be Montu?
Till 5 years without doing Montu test. After that, Montu test. But if the child is, suppose coming from a country like US, where there is no cross infection with tuberculosis, even after 5 years, you can give without doing a Montu test.
Fine. Thank you, sir.